They said that I'm responsible for my guest, which is understandable. Which is understandable. Knowing that this would have, I didn't know he was out on the balcony, but knowing that this would have been, gave me a little more incentive to keep a closer eye on things if I'd have knew this going in. But it's my first time having a place. I'm not thinking they're going to hold me responsible because I call the police on them.
Sure.
So, when I went to, she asked me to move in the middle of my lease. She says that the building inspector came and he says that this apartment needs to be renovated. But now mind you, I got all kind of health problems. So the people who lived downstairs before me, when I moved in, they moved out, and I asked her for that first floor because traveling up and down was a little much for me. So I had to stay in most days. I couldn't even really get good fresh air. But they wouldn't let me move into the apartment, and they hadn't fixed it up. The things that hadn't been done in that apartment, I could care less because it afforded me to be off the street. So I accepted it in the condition that it was. Now, mind you, no housing inspector came, Kyle, to see the apartment. I'm there, so I don't know. And they didn't let me move to the first floor apartment. And then when the friend came over and dropped his phone down, they were sitting out on the patio. So now she's telling me that she wants me to move out of the apartment because it needs to be renovated. Well, why didn't you? I said, well, why didn't you just give me the apartment downstairs? You know. And she wrote a letter and taped it to the door and says, I'm gonna give you a good housing reference and all, you know. But you're responsible for whatever back money and things of this nature. Okay, no problem. So now you want me to move by November 1st, which give me 2.5 months to move. The lease still wouldn't have been up in November. It's still going active till February. So now the only income I have is this one income. Now this lady wants to uproot me, shake off whatever agreement we done made, legal binding documents we done signed, and says, go, but pay me the 2.5 months you stay here. I'm gonna give you my $700 and then have to. Well, I'm gonna get money to move into the next place.
Yeah.
The court upheld it.
So they wanted you to pay for the months that you weren't even gonna be there?
No, they wanted the 2.5 months that I had that she wanted me. They want me to pay. Yeah, they want me to continue to pay. But what am I going to use to pay the people where I'm going if I got to move because of your negligence?
Right.
If it's on you as the landlord, most people, when I see that other people take over properties and stuff like that, and I talk to the people who would have to move out of those properties before their time was up.
The rent is forgiven.
The rent is forgiven, and they do whatever they could to help them relocate.
Sure. Right.
But me, I'm just sitting here, could barely walk. I need help to even use the bathroom at this time. I can't do nothing for myself. And you want whatever little bit I have so I can go out to the street with nothing, and you know my situation because you lied to help me get in this apartment. So I fought it, and I told him that I can't afford to pay you and move. I can't do both. Now you can work around me until this lease is up, or you can accept the fact, keep the security deposit, and allow me to go on and live out when I could. That wasn't acceptable for them. When me and the landlord got to the hearing, That's what the second time I ever seen him in my life, the day I moved in and the day me and him went to the hearing. He says, mediator, she told me that she want those guys out of there. So why the madness? Why the madness? Why would you come and say that? Yeah. So I got this letter telling me and them that she'll give me a good reference and things of this nature. So my name came up for housing in CDA, low income. Me and Lisa and them get there. And this lady done told them all kind of bad stuff. Now I got a letter in her own handwriting showing them, here, look at what this lady said on this day. So now you gonna disregard what she wrote in her own handwriting with her signature on it. And here we are a year down the line and you gonna go with what she's saying out of her mouth. No. As opposed to, I wasn't even there to do it. Right. So why would you believe it? You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So
you got denied CDA?
I got denied CDA. I don't smoke. This is a smoke-free house. You smell it. Mm-hmm. That property where I was living in at Boston was smoke-free. Part of what helped me to accept it. She lied and told them there was smoke damage to the place and everything. I don't smoke. I'm half dead. I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? Come on, cigarette. I stopped smoking September 17, 1985. And the hearing examiner at the CDA hearing, he said, well, if smoke damage, I'm looking to expect there to be big burns everywhere.
Yeah, or stains.
On the walls and things of this nature, but I don't see what in there that has been charged to you. You know, only thing they trying to say you owe them is what you didn't pay for the October, November rent. You know, well, how can I? You see what my situation is. Mm-hmm. What is the reasonable expectation of a man? What is the reasonable expectation of a man? It's not fair. I earned $700. You want to kill the contract. I believe that if you decide you want to, if I kill the contract, I owe the money. You kill the contract, there's no penalty for it. I don't think that's fair. Right. As the landlord, right. There's no penalty to him. Right. And then the court uphold it? Right. That's not fair. That's not right. That's not right. That's not right. He should be made to find me suitable housing and pay for it. This will stint me for the rest of my life. But him, there's no penalty at all. That's not fair. That's not what you call business. That's a legally binding contract for both of us. Mm-hmm. What part of the responsibility do he have to uphold? Don't take me to court if I don't pay. That's not a responsibility. That's a personal duty of his. You know, so that when I went through that episode, it was totally, man, what am I to do here?
And now that's on your record.
Right, the one place I thought was gonna help me to get another place is my nemesis. You know? Yeah. And it's not right. It's not right. So you have people who would take a personal stake in your situation as well. It was all right for her to take a personal stake and help me and lie to help with about my finances to get me into the apartment. I was all right with that. But now that she lying against me, I'm not all right with it. Yes, that's right. No, I'm not all right with it. Because if you're going to assist me, then assist me. If you're not going to help, don't start. Which is totally, don't start. Me and the landlord here has a legal buying agreement. Now, I don't expect him to come to me out of the blue, stick something on my door. Now my rent done went up to $815. And then the court uphold it. When I try to say, hey, but it's his property, he can do what he wants with it. Right. Okay, well don't mistreat people because you have the power. Don't mistreat people. That's not right. It's just not right. And that's my whole hang up, is that the treatment by the people within the housing realty owners group, all of them are not honest. They're not honest. When I go out of my way to help someone, it ain't because I'm going to try to use my same power to hurt them later on. I'm going to do what I can to continue to help them, if that's what I'm there for. And I believe that's the way the private owner landlords should be also. So, and that's been my take on the housing situation.
I think it's similar to a lot of people's experience.
Yeah, I'm sure, because I talked to a lot of people.
Treated the same way.
Yeah, me as a man, I've never went to men's shelters or nothing like that.
Mm-hmm. I have a question for you. So, the main resource that we have in Madison for homelessness is the Housing Crisis Hotline. It's now called the Housing Resource Hotline. Okay. Have you ever used it?
No.
Okay.
No. If I did, I didn't know anything about it
at that time.
Right.
How long ago were you working with JFF?
I started working with JFF 2013. Okay. I started working with JFF.
And it took 2 years to get you into housing?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. I have different cars that I've been walking around with these cars right here since 2013. These cars been in my pocket since 2013. There's a number to the ADRC. There's a number to the Quaker Housing, the Job Center, Housing Help Desk, the Salvation Army, the Warming House, the Food Share,
So that was back before. Now what they do is for all of those smaller programs, they have them under one umbrella. It's called the Housing Resource Line. So anybody that's deemed homeless, doubled up, or anything, they call this resource line, and it's an automated system. And so that's the new way. That's the way. If you want to get referred to a program or any type of assistance in that way, that's what you have to do. You have to
go through that now.
Yeah, it's Community Action Coalition. They set you up with a case manager.
CAC. Yes, I'm familiar with CAC.
Yeah.
I've been familiar with CAC through they different clothing drives, food drives, to do the coats for kids and things of this nature. I'm very familiar with CAC. That was one of the programs when I got here over 25 years ago. It was available. Okay. CAC was available then, and it's still going to this day. And I can appreciate a program like that. A lot of the programs is set up and designed for women with children.
Right. You mentioned that earlier. I was going to ask.
Right. Men don't really have those resources. Right. They're not available to the single man.
Right. Which is understandable in the sense that they want women and children and families to...
The woman can't really get out and do for herself and mind the children at the same time. This single male, able-bodied...
Exactly. That's what they
Go get a job.
That's
Which
their
is,
shit.
hey,
That's their shit.
go get a
Pick
job.
yourself up by your